up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to The Come Up, a podcast featuring Southwest Florida entrepreneurs. I'm Scrappy, and if you'd like to be a guest, text Mike at 21,000 or me at IG. Hey, Scrappy. We're brought to you by Content with Teeth, a highly energetic, creative content marketing agency doing it really big, like this big logo behind me. And today, we celebrate Summer Cates, a young woman who certainly has the entrepreneurial spirit, maybe not a traditional entrepreneur, but doing it really big. A victim of a car accident as a child, she flipped the script, taking her traumatic experience and turning it into something amazing, a charity we call Summer's Project. Welcome, Summer.
Hi.
Very cool to have you here.
Thank you for having me. It means a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I know you've done a lot of interviews and you're famous in Southwest Florida, but humble Content with Teeth Come Up podcast is thrilled to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
So first off, congratulations. You just graduated from high school?
I did, yes.
What was graduation like?
It was a mixture of emotions. It's like I'm excited, but it's just like sad leaving the past. But
And what are you going to do next?
I'm off to Florida State University as of right now to study.
Wait. We have to stop this interview. I'm a University of Florida Gator.
Oh, yeah. I was a University of Florida Gator, but paths have brought me to FSU. So.
Okay. Have you learned to do...
Not yet.
Have you been to a game yet?
I have been doing the null sign, yes. That's one thing I have to do.
You probably could get any college you want. You had a 5.5 GPA. That's pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah. It was between FSU and University of Georgia for me.
Okay.
But tuition is just, it's crazy nowadays. So.
Absolutely. And you have this accident when you're 10 years old?
Yes.
This terrible car accident, and you're in the hospital, Golisano Hospital, and you're in pain, you're recovering. It's a difficult recovery. It's a long recovery. And what's going through your mind right after the accident?
You know, me being a 10-year-old, I was also a very competitive soccer player. So my main idea in my head was, am I going to play soccer again? Because I had shattered my femur, which is like one of your main bones that you need to walk and do basic functions of life. So not only was I scared, because I had a fear of the hospital at that time. So not only was I like petrified of being in the hospital, I was worried I was never going to do what I loved most again. So it was just like, in my mind, just a scary experience.
You were thinking about yourself at that moment, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Are you okay now? Is your femur okay now?
Oh, yeah. I'm perfectly good now. I've been playing soccer for a few years. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, it only took about like a year to get back on the field. So.
Okay. So you're thinking about yourself. You're worried about soccer, but somewhere you flipped the script and said, you know what? I can turn this into a positive. So you're at the hospital, you're seeing fellow kids, fellow children going through a lot. What made you compassionate?
Yeah, so like being scared at the hospital, it took me about like a day, I want to say. And I started to notice how comforting the staff was. And I was just like blown away about how comfortable they made me feel during my stay. They had, especially Golisano, they had this big game room. And me being fresh out of surgery, they encouraged me to walk with my walker to the game room. So they not only like motivated me like through the steps of my recovery, but they were just always there for me to talk. I remember specifically they brought like a dog in one day to like.
I love that.
Yeah. So I'll always remember that. So once like I saw like the level of comfort that they provide the kids, I was just like, wow, I want other kids to see this so that they're not scared to go to the hospital like I once was.
Very nice, very caring, sensitive. But some of the kids over there were in a lot worse shape than you.
Yes.
Did that lead to maybe thinking about a charity?
Yeah, it did. It really did, because there's just so many circumstances that go behind it, because there's kids that are there for long term, and you have to think like if a kid is living there, they want it to feel like home, they want it to be comfortable and have toys and games, and they just want to have like a fun experience and a bad time.
Do you go back there often?
I try, but with COVID, it's kind of iffy. I've always wanted to like go and just like walk around and see the kids, like kind of be like a support system. but with COVID, it's kind of just like ruined any of those chances.
You're in a very unique situation at age 10, and you acted like an adult. You're very mature for your age. And when you think about it, I compare it, I don't know if you're familiar with it, Buddhism. Buddhism is about being mindful in the moment and appreciating life and not taking it for granted. And this moment with you is a moment. I'm having a moment with Summer Cates right now. So what did you learn from your experience as far as appreciating life?
You know, it was really to just take the good out of the bad, because I feel like everybody, especially nowadays, is just so negative on any sort of experience. So it's really like there is always at least one positive outcome in a bad experience. You just have to be like optimistic about how you're looking at it. And for me, I just saw, well, I can like motivate other kids and like just show the good in the hospital rather than all the like bad in the hospital. Because I feel like especially for kids, like their minds aren't fully developed on the fact that the hospital is like to help fix you. It's more of just like the scary place with a bunch of like hurt people.
Sure.
So I feel like trying to get the message out to these kids that like, oh, it's like a fun place. Like if you like, they're to like help you. And I just feel like that just motivates that message.
I would love to bring a potbelly pig to Golisano Hospital and have the kids hang out with it for a day. They're pretty tame. They're pretty mature. You know, they're trained pretty well. Wouldn't that be cool?
It would.
So you decide to make these cookies, these wonderful chocolate cookies. Tell us about them.
Yeah. So, I mean, my mom and I, like, we've always been in the kitchen baking. And first, when like the whole reason Summer's project started was I was with my best friend and I was like, let's do a bake sale and just like give whatever money we make. So we had just like a bunch of just like store-bought stuff and then some of our homemade chocolate chip cookies out on our backyard. And we're just selling stuff. We donated maybe like $90, but it was just the thought that counted. And we just got such amazing feedback from our chocolate chip cookies. And we just came up to the idea, like, yeah, people want to give back to a reason, but it's just an extra nice little treat to have like a cookie on the side too. And so it just kind of like circled around this idea of like these giant chocolate chip cookies, and they're just amazing.
They're huge. I've seen a picture of them.
Yes.
I don't need 3 cookies. I only need 1 of yours.
Oh yeah, they're giant, and if you pop them in the microwave, it's just like perfection.
And you put some sprinkles on them too?
Sometimes.
Okay. I saw the one with the sprinkles. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. We have like a few different flavors going on now, but our chocolate chips are like our OG originals.
So you go from the front lawn making these wonderful cookies, and what was the next step?
Next step was it kind of just started like bake sales like annually. And then we kind of started to get some recognition from the community, and we started getting events. So there's a few like breweries that accepted us, like to just set up a table and just like have posters out, and people could come up and explain I could explain the story, and then people could choose to donate. And there's been a few farmers markets, and then as word like kept spreading, there's just more opportunities opening up. News segments started reaching out, some radios. So it just kind of all just slowly grew because of the community. And
you've raised how much to date?
Today, it's about roughly over 21,000.
I'm giving you a high five, Summer. A high five through the podcast. You go, girl. That's awesome. So you're off to Florida State. How are we going to keep this cookie thing alive? How are we going to keep it cooking?
So my little brother is hoping to follow in my footsteps, and we're kind of taking a different approach. Because we're so focused on like kids are our future, and instead of like circling around the hospital, we're hoping to like bring it around like the environment and just like bettering our environment around, and just like in general just helping the future. And so not only is he hoping to like follow my footsteps, but I also don't plan on stopping this.
Good.
I plan on helping hospitals around Florida State University, and obviously still helping Golisano because I just love them. So it won't be as big of a thing as it has been, but I definitely don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
Why can't we take it global?
I mean, why not? Gotta work our way there.
It's a wonderful thing. So your mom, very strong. She's empowered you. In many respects, you probably empowered her one way or another, and your dad. So tell us about your mom.
Yeah, so I mean, when I was hit by the car, she was pregnant with my little brother. So it was just hard for her because there's times like where she couldn't be in the room with me just because she was pregnant. So I do think it like impacted her a lot, just like not being able to like be there every single step of the way almost. But I feel like once we started up with the cookies, it was just like it was not only like was it a moment for us like to work together and just like have that bonding moment, but it also just like brought us together with like doing something that we both love to do. And yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Youth Philanthropist of the Year 2021. How special is that?
It was, I can't even have words to describe it. It was just such a surreal feeling getting that award.
Okay. And Summer, what advice would you give to yourself when you were a freshman, looking back on the 4 years?
I just want to say, just like never give up, because I would have never imagined I'd come this far. And once I received that award, I was just like, wow, like if I gave up, I would never like have received this.
That's your advice to yourself. Now, at graduation, if you had a chance to make a speech, what kind of knowledge would you give your classmates?
That's tough. And I want to kind of take inspiration behind another speech that a kid had talked about. It was mainly about like choosing your own path, because like we could all be told that there's only one direction to go in life, but realistically every direction you choose has many like pitchfork like paths to it. So I just feel like there's just so many opportunities and you just have to choose what like fits you best.
What are you going to study at Florida State?
Right now I'm in advertising. That's like what I'm going into.
You should consider communications and broadcasting because you're amazing.
Thank you. Communications did cross my mind. And I know like majors always change. So, but right now advertising is where my head is at.
Go to the football games. They're amazing. Amazing experience. Definitely, definitely. Any shout out to friends of yours? Because I know this wasn't a solo effort. You and your mom did big things, but I know you had some help.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to give a big shout out, it'd be to my best friend Kylie, because she was there for me for my very first bake sale that started Summer's project. So she's just kind of been like a shadow throughout this whole process of Summer's project. And so I just want to say thank you for that.
Okay. And you want to share any of your handles, your social media handles?
Yeah, sure. I mean, everything should just be like Summer's Project. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is like just type in Summer's Project and it'll all just pop up right there.
On the radio, I give big hugs through the telephone. In the podcast, I'm giving you hugs, Summer. You did amazing things. You're going to continue to do amazing things. We got nothing but love for you.
Thank you so much.